Dr. Zamokuhle Mbandlwa is a political analyst. He joins us now to take a look at this. If there are any implications, Dr. Mbandlwa, on the political front?
Good afternoon, Dudu, and good afternoon to the viewers at home. I would like us to, thank you for inviting me. There are three things that I would like us to talk about. Number one is the former president did not release himself from prison. Number two is that the Concord upheld a decision of the Supreme Court of Appeal, which have taken a decision in 2021. Number three, I would like us to talk about the security threat in terms of the politics of South Africa. You know, the former president and his supporters. So, number one, when you talk about the former president, he was not necessarily released he did not release himself. So that really means that he was released properly, where all the due processes were followed within the system of the correctional service. So now I've heard that people that say that he must go back to prison. Now the ruling of the Concord, which upheld the SCA decision, was that the acting commissioner must take a decision. So it did not necessarily say the former president must go back to prison. But in other reports, people are saying it means that he must go back to prison. We do not know how the acting commissioner will decide on this particular matter. Whether the people that are actually in the system have flawed or made a mistake must be taken to task and be accountable for their decision or not, we do not know. So we are yet to find out what will be the decision of the acting commissioner. Secondly, in terms of the South African politics, I think South Africa is always reacting on circumstances. I will say this because in 2021, when the former president was arrested, the police commissioner and the minister and all those who are involved in the policing system of South Africa actually said they were ready for any attempt or anything that will be actually disturbing the security in South Africa. But we have seen the looting going on, and it actually affected the economy badly in a way that our government was not able to deal with the issue. And I think in South Africa, we are a country that relies on commissions. Because shortly after, a commission was established to look in the security issue and also in the looting. Now, this alone gives us an indication that should in any case, the former president, through the decision of the acting commissioner, have to go back to prison again. I'm not saying this is what's going to happen. But should the acting commissioner decide that the former president must go back to jail, we do not know what will happen under the circumstances, because we cannot say upfront that nothing is going to happen, judging from what has happened in 2021. So that alone is creating a threat in the country and also a division, which I think is unnecessary. And again,
Dr. Mbandlwa,
yes.
If you'd allow me to please join you, when you speak of the security threat and you say we do not know what will happen, but something might happen, given that the so-called masterminds behind the July 2021 unrest have not been arrested, have not been interviewed to find out whether they are indeed linked to the former president or in the name of the former president, how then do we assess that indeed something like what happened in 2021 will repeat itself when we do not even know why that happened in the first place?
Yes, thank you so much for the question, Dudu. You are on point. You see, the main problem now is in South Africa, if you have money, the law treats you differently, or the law enforcement agencies treat you differently compared to those who don't have money. Because it cannot be true that those who are arrested or those who are implicated in the looting are actually the masterminds. There are people who are behind, who have not been arrested, who have not been brought to book, who have also not been able to be traced. So it is very difficult now to say, because we see people being prosecuted for playing a role in the July 2021 unrest. Therefore, they are actually getting up to, they are actually dealing with the issue. So it's really very difficult to believe that nothing is going to happen up until those who are the masterminds, those who are the architecture of the system or of the looting and the unrest are actually brought to book. So it's very difficult. This is why I said earlier on, we in South Africa, we always establish commissions only after something has occurred, which then creates a problem because I don't think we are ready for anything that could happen if he's being arrested. So it's very difficult to convince people, or I'm not convinced that the country is ready should there be any 2021 repeating itself. And again, I don't know whether the acting commissioner will say the former president must go back to jail, or the former president, the acting commissioner will actually deal with the issue internally. But again, that will also trigger a lot of problems to those who are actually opposing the decision that was taken by the former commissioner to release the former president. I don't think they will allow that to lay to rest. They will take this to court again. There will be another court processes again taking place should the acting commissioner not take him back to prison.
Dr. Mbandlwa, thank you very much for your time this afternoon. Dr. Zamokuhle Mbandlwa is a political analyst.